I had a good bit of errands to run this morning. First thing I had to do was run over to Pataskala and pick up some parts for the race car trailer. Then I ran over to Etna to RCD Sales and picked up a new water tank filler hose. Kenny noticed that the thing had fallen apart and we needed to get that fixed so we could fill the water tank up. After that, a trip to the car wash for the old Suburban. It was pretty dingy looking after that last trip back from Crossville, Tennessee. After that, I headed uptown to pick up lunch for everybody at Jersey Mike's. I brought all the subs back to everybody working in the shop, and they got my order wrong. I ended up having to go back. I didn't record that. Anyway, while I'm doing that, Big Rob and Matt were working on his Nova back at the shop, and then after I got done eating my lunch, I took the dually and the race car trailer down to Flying J to fill up the truck with fuel and the generator in the trailer with gas. When I got back from doing that, it was time to get the S-10 out, warm it up, put a tune-up in it, and make a test hit. Now, I've never actually run this truck myself. Billy's always been the one to tune it. I've never used a laptop. I've never used his boost controller. This is all new to me. But Matt helped me get it all sorted out, at least the computer part of it anyway. And then we went out to make some test hits. The first test hit didn't go very well. White smoked the tires, no good. Came back, made another one, a little bit better, but still no good. Finally, about dark, I hit pay dirt. Not a real fast pass, but it didn't white smoke the tires, and it ran a really good ET in mile an hour. So, we figured that's probably good enough. We went ahead and cleaned up all the tools, put them in the toolbox, and me and Kenny Power started loading everything up in the trailer. So hopefully we'll be able to hit the road early in the morning without any trouble. Vicky had run to the grocery store and picked up pizza for everybody. So we ate dinner and then went right back out the shop to get busy working. Matt still had a few little things to do on his Nova, plus we had some work to do on the Falcon yet. So once we got the Nova out of the way, we shoved the Falcon back, put it up on the lift, and got busy replacing this reluctor wheel on the drive shaft. We had to replace the yoke when we replaced the ring and pinion, and the new yoke didn't fit the reluctor wheel that we had. So Billy had ordered a new one in. We just needed to get it installed and get the bracket adjusted so that the computer can monitor wheel speed once again. It was a pretty simple process. The reluctor wheel's two-piece and it just goes around the pinion yoke. You tighten it up with a couple of Allen screws and it's a done deal. Once Matt got the thing installed, we fired the car up and put it in gear to check and make sure that it's actually working and the computer reads properly. And just like that, we're back in business. Now the computer can monitor wheel speed by the drive shaft RPM. By the time we got all that done, it was starting to get late and we still hadn't tested the Nova or the Falcon. And it's starting to snow. Now obviously at this point, weather conditions aren't favorable for any real testing. However, we really needed to know whether the nitrous was going to work on the Nova, how hard it hit, and we absolutely needed to scuff the tires on the Falcon because the Falcon had brand new Hoosiers on it that still had stickers. At the very least, we needed to scrub those off. Now, even though the test hit on the Falcon didn't look very good, and it did spin the tire and Tommy had to pedal it, it was only a few hundred slower than the pass the S-10 made without having to pedal at all. So that's a pretty good sign that the Falcon's going to do pretty well. All right, everybody. So I think we're just about ready to go to Darlington in the morning. I think everything's packed up for the most part. All we got to do tomorrow is hook the trailer of the Suburban, the open trailer of the Suburban, load the Falcon, tie it down. There's a handful of tools in here that we need to pick up, clean up, and organize and put away. But for the most part, I think we're just about ready to go. Testing tonight was a little bit rough because Tommy and Matt waited until, well, they didn't wait, it's just they had a lot going on. But by the time they were ready to go test, it was spitting snow. So I went ahead and got my part of it done just as the sun was going down, and I kind of looked at the weather because I'm an old guy like that, and that's what I do is I look at the weather and I look ahead. But I went ahead and got a few laps on the S-10. It went a little rough at first. I wasted a pass because I did not reset or save the settings in my boost controller in the S-10, so I wasted one lick, and I didn't want to just go out there and run the truck up and down the road and waste the tires. It's got fairly good set of Hoosiers on it. I don't want to waste the tires making unneeded, unnecessary laps. So once I got a decent A to B lick in it that was pretty decent, I mean the pass I made out there on the road, it was cold and filthy dirty, was about as fast as Billy ever went there the last time, so that's all right. I don't know, I think I'm going to be okay. I mean, I'm not going to set the world on fire, probably not going to win much, but I would like to at least get down there and see if I can still do it. I haven't raced in a long time. Let's see what else. Allison's out here packing up merchandise right now. Tommy and Allison and Vicky are over there working on packing up merch so they can bring shirts and hoodies, and Vicky says the license plates are back in stock, so that's a good thing. If you've been wanting license plates, I guess they're back in stock if you want. So we'll have some of those down there at Darlington this weekend. Vicky's got a little bit of girly stuff in stock. Her cousin does all her girly merchandise for her, and you can't buy that online. It's strictly stuff that you can get at the events so far. Eventually I think we're going to put some girly stuff online, but for the most part right now, if you want pink or pastel colored girls hoodies or whatever, you have to go to the events and get it from Miss Vicky, because she has that stuff made special just for her. So
would you like some details?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be at Darlington. Gates open Saturday at 8 a.m. The drivers meeting and chip draw is at 10:45, and they hope to be racing by noon, and it's $20 to get in.
Okay.
And I do know of a live feed that might be available. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you can say it.
Pennywise Racing on Facebook. For those of you who like to tune into a live feed, Pennywise Racing.
On Facebook.
On Facebook. He does a great job.
Okay. What else?
I've been baking.
Oh,
I made you.
No.
I know. Everybody's always like, did you make cookies? No, I didn't make cookies. Not for like everybody. Just us. I made you snickerdoodles.
Did you really?
Yep. And some no-bakes. Chocolate peanut butter no-bakes.
Did you really?
Yep. I made meatballs and got the shredded chicken, and I've been working on all the food.
That sounds good.
That's the plan.
Snickerdoodles.
Yep.
That's my favorite. So there's the details.
There it is. I hope this wind dies down. It's awfully cold and windy and nasty.
It's terrible.
It's spitting snow.
I know.
And it's supposed to be 60 down there Saturday. Sunny. So I hope we don't have to drive through a bunch of wind though.
And then next weekend is Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be, well, I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm going to stay home and put up Christmas. I'm going to go on a decorating frenzy.
All right. So that's going to be about it for tonight. Matt took his cousin Eddie motorhome down to Flying J. I think he's dumping the shit tank and filling up with gas, and then in the morning I think he's gonna load up his Nova and tie it down. We gotta load up the Falcon and tie it down, but I've got all the merchandise already loaded up in the Suburban, I think, or at least most of it. So we're getting close. Hopefully we get out of here early in the morning, and when I say early, sometime before 10, I'm hoping. But I'd like to make the vast majority of our drive down there tomorrow in the daylight hours, because the scenery is so pretty down through there, through the mountains, and I'd rather drive during the day when it's cool outside. So I'd say if it was summertime, we'd run it at night, but since it's so cold out, we can run it during the day. Plus we're not towing with that old gas truck anymore, so that helps. But if you're coming down there, make sure you come see us. Who knows where we'll get pitted. I don't know where we'll be, but I would imagine Vicky will probably just set the booth up next to the trailer. That way she's got electric, but I don't know. Hopefully we do pretty decent this weekend. I don't know. Billy's not here to help us tune and stuff, and he generally tunes all the cars, and I've never tuned the S-10 myself as far as the boost ramp and timing and all that. So I'm just going to take a guess at it, and then Matt's going to help Tommy tune the Falcon and put the tune-ups in it. So I think mostly we're just wanting to get away this weekend, and hopefully there's no more major drama blow-ups or anything like that. We just want to enjoy ourselves and hopefully go a few rounds. So that's about it for tonight, guys. See you next week here on the channel. I won't have anything up until probably Monday of next week, because we're going to be out of town, and I like to focus on family and being together on the weekends, and not so much trying to edit and upload. So appreciate everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing and all that good stuff. See you Monday. Good night.